This is Redney. Redney is trying to shoot a video on his phone as Tristan has taken all our cameras. Sorry! In the hot Greek summer sun, Redney is having some issues. Since his screen is glossy, he's having to deal a lot with reflections and brightness. I mean, he's just seeing himself in his reflection right now.
Gosh darn glaring reflections.
Also, he wishes his screen was just a little bigger.
I knew I should have gotten a bigger one.
In a moment, I will tell him that I can solve both those problems.
What?
With this, the Zacuto Smart Z-Finder. So let's join Tristan over there and I will explain everything.
Why are you wearing Tristan's slippers?
Yeah, I forgot to bring mine. So Zacuto reached out and asked if I could make a video about their Smart Z-Finder.
Very cool of them to support smaller creators.
I agree. But to be clear, this is not a sponsorship, they only sent out the gear.
Man, that's still very cool. So, what is this thing?
So, at its most basic, it turns your smartphone into a professional viewfinder. And that means it prevents glare, loss of color in your phone screen, and actually enlarges it as well.
You should make a video about that.
That also makes it useful as a director's viewfinder as well, which is a tool that's used by directors and cinematographers to preview their composition before they bring in the big cameras.
Can I be the director?
Sure. Third, it's gonna make your phone look the part in a professional shooting environment.
Oh, me.
Can you be serious this time?
I will be Redney 2.0, new and improved.
I'm already wearing red. This is gonna be a fun day. Are you guys wearing my slippers?
Yeah.
I forgot mine.
They're comfy.
So I'm out here today in the hot Greek sun to demonstrate the Zacuto Smart Z-Finder. I already have my iPhone attached here and I'm gonna go and shoot on some of the most pretty locations around. Now, I'm a firm believer in show, don't tell. So I'm gonna take 2 shots of each location, one with the viewfinder and one without, and I will show you the difference.
Pascal dreams in the night, his heart glowing bright, under the distant light of 1,000 stars in flight. Hopes rise with the dawn, another video on, in his room, all alone, but his heart is never gone.
So over here we have a piece of ancient Greek history that is hardly mentioned in the history books. It was over there 2,500 years ago that the Greeks crushed the Persian fleet at the Battle of Salamina. It was one of the biggest and most important sea battles in history, with obviously a Greek victory. A lesser known fact is that the warriors of Aegina, the island where we are now, came in from the rear and made sure that none of the Persian ships would escape. Now, the warriors who perished in that battle were buried here, in these tombs. Unfortunately, this historical site is not very well maintained. I guess there's not a lot of budget to make that happen. Just like there's not a lot of budget for my YouTube channel. Not that I'm saying that my YouTube channel is an important part of history, because it's definitely not.
Chasing stars, shining dreams, on YouTube screens it seems Pascal's aim is clear, his success is drawing near. From the depths of his soul, he pours out his role. Under every scroll, he searches for control.
Now, you might wonder, Pascal, how do you control the phone when it's inside an enclosure like this? Well, let me tell you, there's a hole at the bottom. And that makes sense because from the bottom there will be the least amount of light leaking in. So, as you are using it, you can peek your finger inside and hit record or change settings or whatever you need to do. Oh, this is beautiful. I should film this. I'm gonna go film this.
Redney wrote the plans, camera in his hand, chasing shadows through the dusty land.
Now, as Pascal already said, this device works as a director's viewfinder. Over the course of the next few minutes, I will tell you what that means. As it turns out, it means two different things. But don't worry, I'll tell you both. So cinema cameras tend to be very large, very bulky, and very expensive. So directors will often want something smaller and more portable to walk around set with, to find their next composition. Directors' viewfinders have been around almost as long as cinema itself, but they tend to be pricey and kind of hard to get because it's a very specialist tool. Until now. Well, that sounds kind of dramatic, doesn't it? So in order to turn your phone into a director's viewfinder, you'll need an app. I got this one, it's free. Let's say we have an Ursa Mini Pro 12K, very, very fancy. And then over here, you can select your focal length, let's say 35 millimeters. And then you can point it at whatever you want, and you kind of get the field of view that you're going to get from the actual camera as a preview. Now I can walk around freely, preview my composition, before looking around any expensive equipment. Not to mention a crew to manage, expensive tripods, many bits and pieces. I'd love to have this crew. Make this whole thing a lot easier.
Redney with his lens, searching for the souls, photographs of secrets, stories left.
On a film set, the director will rarely be behind the camera. That's what the cinematographer is for. But of course, the director will want to see what is being filmed. Now on Hollywood sets, they have big director's monitors with a view directly from the camera. Not really something Redney has a budget for. So I'll use this instead. Now, since my non-existent cinematographer uses Lumix cameras, I'll open up the Panasonic Image app and remotely connect the camera. Now, unfortunately, the Panasonic Image app does not allow you to preview full screen. So that's something to keep in mind next time I buy a camera. Regardless, I can throw my phone into the Z-Finder, have a preview without glare and with good colors. I'm a director without a film. So I called up the two idiots. They should be here any minute now, and we're gonna film a short action sequence with the Z-Finder.
Hey Redney, we're here to help.
Yeah,
Redney, ready.
right on time, you lazy sahib. So here's the deal. A crime has been committed. Tristan, you stole Pascal's Snickers. Pascal, you really wanted those Snickers. You're gonna go chase him all over this very pretty area right here. Alright? So I want you to run from there over to there. My invisible cinematographer is gonna be filming you while I monitor. And action. Come on, let's go. Come on, faster. Faster, I said. Like your Snickers depends on it. Come on.
Redney, I'm sorry, but I don't even like Snickers.
It's called acting. Camera's rolling, you like Snickers. Camera stops, you don't like Snickers. Camera's rolling again, you're into Snickers. A lot. Camera stops, you're back to Pascal. You like Snickers again. Alright, now get moving. Got a video to finish. Acting. See, there's the passion I was looking for. Come on, let's go. And cut. Perfect.
Tristan's here. He looks a little weird. He tries being serious. He tries for all of us.
It's me, Redney 2.0, new and improved. Today we're assembling the Smart Z-Finder and turning it into a corporate video tool. I promised Pascal and Redney that I'm gonna take it serious today. So I've decided to get dressed up as a corporate tool. First, let's get one of these. These are worn by C-level corpos and bartenders alike.
I can't breathe.
I think I need to change out of these glasses as well. These are more Redney style, yeah. Most managers I meet have great haircuts. I'll add that as well. Over to the Z-Finder. So the Zacuto Smart Z-Finder is an incredibly interesting piece of gear, and it's gonna take me a while to go through all the bits and pieces. So this bad boy right here is the actual Z-Finder. This is how Zacuto calls viewfinders. Attached to the Z-Finder is the hand strap, and it's a very nice fake leather, very comfortable one. This is very high quality. It's fully adjustable and removable for those of you that don't want it. Don't know why you wouldn't want it. You want this. Trust me. Next up is the bridge. This is the part that holds the phone. It's all aluminium construction. Very high quality. It holds your phone with a clamp, so pretty much any phone will fit. So despite its diminutive size, it has a host of connection points, including cold shoes for microphones and lights. And pandas. Yes, and pandas. It has quarter-inch screws for things like clamps. It has NATO rails for things like handles. And it has not one, but two Arca mounts, which means you can slap this on a tripod without a base plate. I've said it before, but I'm impressed how they managed to get so many mounting points on such a small thing. So you'll also notice this big red knob. This is so your device is nice and tight in here. That's what she said. So the bridge attaches to the Z-Finder magnetically. So that means that if you want to grab a shot without the whole viewfinder, you can remove it easily, not lose any time. Don't ever lose time, boys. You only got one life. You'll also notice the bridge has these little white lines up and down. These are called witness marks, and they will help you align your phone. How? How? So over here and over here, you'll notice a QR code. You scan it and an image shows up. So what you do is you line up the witness marks with the white line on the screen and you're perfectly aligned. So going back to the Z-Finder, you will notice these plastic parts with some velvety material. These are to mask the phone and prevent any stray light from leaking in from the side. Zacuto is kind enough to provide two sets. These are the bigger ones, they're for smaller phones. So for example, regular size iPhones. And they also provide some smaller ones if you have a bigger phone. Now looking inside the viewfinder, there is another piece of plastic called the light baffle. Baffling, I know. And this is to block any stray lights from coming underneath. And this one you can actually rotate to accommodate bigger and smaller screens. So now that this is all set up correctly, let's add the bridge to the Z-Finder. Now you'll notice these magnets are really quite strong. They make a good clunk. So you don't have to worry about losing your phone. So maybe you'll notice these 4 screws on the top. These are for getting your phone in the perfect position and keeping you there. Now in order to do that, Zacuto has included this teeny tiny hex key, which is very hexy. Do keep in mind, in my experience in using the Z-Finder for the last 6 months, is that you do need to retighten these on a regular basis because they do get loose on their own. Maybe Zacuto, this is something that you can improve. Now for the most important part. This eyepiece is huge and very comfortable. Microphone. Very comfortable. And for those who need glasses, real glasses, not fake ones like me, Zacuto actually includes a number of diopters that you can shove in there and you can use your Z-Finder without using your glasses, which I think is very thoughtful and very inclusive of them. Now finally, it is very clear that Zacuto wants you to know that it's not a Chinese company, as it says Zacuto USA on just about every side of the device. Let's turn this into a corporate video making machine. First of all, that did not go as I anticipated, or planned, or wanted. Let's get serious. This is my phone case. Let's turn it into a bit more serious one. I think I'll go for this one because it has 17mm threads, so I can add my lenses. Gotta turn it upside down, inside out. Line it up with the lightning loop. As you put your phone in here and you tighten it with the big red knob, please be aware that this knob is capable of unscrewing completely, and I almost lost it at least once. So be mindful of that. Let's throw it in here. See? This looks more professional already. So next step, let's add a lens. Let's screw it in. So let's add some options for sound, more audio options. We add some light as well. Add a wee bit of light in there. And there we go. Fully loaded Zacuto Smart Z-Finder. All we need to do is launch a nice camera application like Final Cut camera or Blackmagic camera, and we're good to go. Oh, this is wonderful. How about we strike a pose for the YouTube thumbnail? See, thumbs up in the thumbnail. Big smile. So, this was it for today. I hope you liked the video, or even better, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, write down in the comments. If you have any comments, write down below in the questions. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, share this video with Zacuto or any of your friends, family, enemies, whatever you want, I don't care. So, I'm gonna continue making nice videos while sipping frappe. And see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Well, looks a little weird. He looks a little weird. He tries being serious. He tries for all of us.